All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. Got all my cameras set up. Got music going. We're going to start with some adjustments, and hopefully we'll get a little work done. I love the fact that this inlay is so large, but I really am ready for it to be finished with, because like it's getting ridiculous, right? It's difficult to move around. It's super difficult to weave something, right? Like unless I'm working on the edge, it's you can see what I'm doing here. Gotta twist the whole thing around. So I have an overhead camera here that shows me kind of better angle than me just looking at this inlay head on. Sometimes I can see where a line needs to go, where a ring needs to be changed out. And I've talked about this last couple streams where I apologize for coughing. We're gonna see how long I can go. I'm getting over this cold, and it's been killing me the last couple days. I didn't have any energy to stream last night at all, so working through that. So bear with me. I appreciate your patience. I think I need to remove that and then add some more here. That'll kind of give us a better... There's a line crossing through this yellow spot that I have to make. All right. Yes, okay. All right, we'll get it figured out. So the overhead camera allows me to see things at a little different angle. And it's been incredibly helpful these last couple of streaming sessions. And making just little improvements here and there. But one of the things with this inlay is that I didn't create a pattern for this, and so I am stuck freehanding it. And that is incredibly time consuming and a poor choice of ways to go about doing things. Definitely don't recommend freehanding large complex inlays like this. But getting the overhead camera involved seems to be... I'm going to remove one more ring from here. This is just too wide. So this is some of the work I did last night. And a lot of this is laying down material and then just refining it as I go along. And it's a terrible way to go about doing things. Thank you, Digi Inks. If I ever get it done, I will be quite pleased. But yeah, so I laid down a lot of material last night. And the last 2 days I've been really sick, so I haven't had the energy to come back through during the day and improve it. And one day there will be a software that I can just upload an image to, and it will give me the ring count and in the right weave with the right ring size and the right number of rings in each color that I need. And 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna remove a lot of these. So that's, if no one else does it, I will eventually make that for the chainmail community. But as of right now, there are some programs that exist, but they are not. I need something more user friendly. I don't know if this is a good decision or not. I'm gonna look at what I'm doing here. Excuse me. Okay, this is the game. Since I don't have a pattern, it's a game of taking rings out and putting them back and moving them around and trying to make it all one cohesive inlay. That'll work. Okay. Since everything is outlined in black, the gold is separate from the silver, that is separate from the green, all with a black outline. It kind of works. Alright, so how's everybody else doing tonight? I've had enough cough drops to stun a gorilla. And it's kind of still not enough, but it's better than the after effects of the NyQuil Dayquil routine. I think it was Tuesday night, NyQuil just wiped me out. Today's Thursday, right? So Tuesday night, NyQuil wiped me out. I didn't have any energy Wednesday to come down here and do anything. Which is the first day in like 2 months. Since the beginning of September, it was the first day that I hadn't posted or gone live. What will the completed project be? It's gonna look like this. Oh. So all the white is the green, and the gold, the letters are silver, and the gold is the gold. This is what I'm going off of. This is my pattern. So, and that's, let's see if you can see that on TikTok. That's where I'm at so far. And we're getting somewhere. So, and this was a t-shirt designed for a bar in Alexandria, Louisiana that I frequented when I was stationed down there back in 2005. And I started on it thinking that, oh, you know, this will be a piece of cake. And I did no prep work. I didn't get a ring count. I didn't make a pattern or anything. And it's been an ongoing project ever since then. But I'm at the point where trying to finish up all the rings that I have in my basement before I can order new rings for dedicated projects. Nice, that is a big project. Thank you. So I decided the other night that I want to try and get this done so it gets off the desk. Gives me some more room. And then I have other projects to work on after that, but yeah, I need to bring these two bottom rows out a lot farther. Is that kind of looking at okay. It's kind of a lot of material to remove, but it'll be all right. I want to get this one done. If I can get this done and my saddlebags done over the winter, I don't think the saddlebags will take very long at all, because the chainmail is already woven together. It's just a large sheet that I had. I was going to make it into a shirt. That's out. So now it's becoming saddlebag covers. We may even have enough material to make a tank bib for the bike. So we'll see. If I can get those two projects done, I will feel very accomplished this winter. This one here is going to take me, I don't know, I think I can have this done by before Christmas. I'm technically halfway done. Right. So if I work on this every day for the next, I could probably have it done by Thanksgiving, depending on how much time I have to dedicate to it. But we got a new puppy, and he takes up the bulk of my time during the day. He decided he wanted to be it's a corgi, so they're kind of stubborn, kind of pig-headed, and he decided he wanted to be an aggressive little turd today, so he and I had it out. And the issue is that he was starting to get pissy while I was driving. He wanted to chew everything, and I did not want him to chew up my truck. So he and I got into a little bit. It's like, no, buddy, this is not safe for either of us. But he wanted to chew on my seatbelt in the receiver in the passenger seat. Just kept going after it. And then when I wouldn't let him have that, he started chewing on the seat. Little turd. But we went for walks and we played with tug of war with the rope, and he's very, like, when he's got energy, he's a million miles an hour and he's just hyped up. You know, he is at 100%, 100 miles an hour the whole time. And then he goes at that rate for about an hour, hour and a half. And then he crashes for 2.5 hours. And he's back up and ready to go. So between him and, regular house stuff, and being sick, I haven't been down here the last 2 days. I would have fixed this, but I had neither the energy nor the inclination. Okay. Once I'm done here, I can go and put the line in between the A and the N. And then we should be able to start moving on to the next section. And I've done this process of put down some material and then go back over it later with a fresh eye and see where you screwed up. And I did a Raiders inlay last year, and it ended up turning out really good. It was a lot bigger than I had originally anticipated, but had I made a pattern for it, of course, it would have gone a lot faster. But I was quite happy with how it turned out at the end. Alright, I'm all for like chill music, but I think if I listen to this, I'm going to fall asleep. Hang on a second. Excuse me. Come on. Okay. I need another cough drop. Got the deluxe 80 cough drops bag of cough drops. So if we get this done and then we get the saddlebags done and I don't know if I have enough leather for a tank bib. I might. I might buy some leather and make a tank bib. We might get that done this winter. And it'll be a leather bib with chainmail on top of it, so as not to scratch the tank. And I want to take I have a Road King, so I want to take the front and rear rims and tank off, And something I need to figure out, right, is what's better. Is it is doing, what's it called, the dip, the hydro dipping, right? Is that better for vehicle parts and longer lasting than wrapping a vehicle? So I want to take some of my digital chainmail designs and make them either into a hydro dip or a wrap for the rims and gas tank of my bike. I don't know which one is well, I don't know how long lasting hydro dipping is. I think that's what it's called, but I don't know how long lasting it is. I know that vinyl and wrapping with that only lasts for a couple years, especially if it's out in the sun. So, like, I don't want to put any money into anything that isn't permanent and gonna last at least most of the rest of the bike's life, you know? So, but I think it'd be really cool to have a chainmail themed Harley. Alright, let's take a look at this now. Excuse me. What comes down here? So this is all gold over here. Alright, let's throw some gold down until, like right there. So this is the center of this project, right? And from here, this knotwork just repeats itself 4 times in a circle. So, like, this is, once I finish this, we'll be halfway. But I want to go down till there's an end here. Okay. Below that, and then 1, 2. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 2. And that's not through. This is European 6 and 1, so each ring goes through 6 other rings, except for the rings on the edges, of course. And this is only going through 2 rings, so let's fix that real quick. I don't know why that's even there. Let's just take... Oh, I see why it's there. Never mind. Put it back in. Put it back in. Okay. Make this 3 rows. What did I just do? Oh. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing, man. I tell you what, sometimes this there. Wow. I just said every ring goes through 3 other rings, right? Well, not 4 other rings. Or every ring goes through 6 other rings, not 8 other rings. But here I am. Haven't done this for I don't know how many years now. Still making rookie mistakes. It's okay, I don't think anyone will get upset at me too bad. So, normally I have a lot of stuff to talk about because my days are full of activities and doing stuff, but my butt just got kicked last 2 days and since Sunday. I got sick on Sunday. The dog came home on Sunday. And I have allergy issues, like severe ones. And so I thought the dog being brought into the house was causing all my allergies, which it might have been part of it, right? But it quickly turned into sneezing and sinus congestion to... It's in my ears, it's in my sinuses, it's in my throat, it's in my chest. It's like, oh, I have a cold. Okay, that's fine. Not allergies. So that's good. So I might not be allergic to my new puppy, which would be good. And that started on Sunday and then progressed throughout the week. So now I've been laying around for at least the last 2 days. So I don't have much to talk about. I still need to beat Tears of the Kingdom. I went through that over the summer and then got to the end, beat all the missions, got all the shrines, have all the hearts, all the stamina, plenty of food, plenty of arrows, plenty of weapons. I've upgraded a bunch of the armor. And I'm at the point where I've upgraded so much armor that I'm like, okay, I could grind for quite some time. And we're not going to see any, like I'm not going to spend 1,000 hours. Nobody's watching me. Well, I'm on multiple platforms. If nobody's hanging out on Face Space, that's fine. Yeah, it's been a long time since I worked on this project, but it's time to get it off the desk, How are you, Peg? What was I talking about? I was talking about something. Tears of the Kingdom. What do I need to do here? There's a line here, and then here. Yeah, it's really been a hot minute since I've worked on anything until these last 2 months. It's like my computer crashed and I just said, screw it, I didn't want to be down here. Excuse me. Put Google is. I saw your... I saw your chainmail ball with the googly eyes. A Muppet ball. Nice. That's something I'd like to make while on stream. Okay, so what should I do here? Is this it really? Okay, let's do this. I think the best course of action really is to start this line from here. Yeah, I don't know how you go about doing an eyes or teeth and tongue. But then sculpture is never really something I've done. Okay. There we go. I've got a hard enough time even just finishing these projects that I've come up with, and most of what has consumed your creative time lately are those fire fingers. The fire fingers. Sculpture and chainmail is kind of where you live, yeah. That's like I was kind of just doing bottle wraps for a really long time, and then wrapping coffee cups. That was my shtick. And look at me now. Sorry, guys. Yes, that is coming. Oh, I see. I have made an error. Error. I think that's Johnny number 5. If you're under the age of 30, you might not get that reference. Let's see here. Come on. I need to sand the jaws of these wubbers down because I keep slipping on these. Rings. I gotta say, it's a bit ridiculous. That's not what I need. Yeah, I need to get this project out of the way, mostly. Okay, so what does this look like on the here? Okay, do a gold line here, and then start moving away from the G and adding some green. And actually I might not have to go back over this one like I've had to these last couple of nights. I think this is made some good calls early, and it kind of looks good. I don't know, we'll see. It always looks good until I come back down the next day and I'm like, oh, I need to move that ring. Oh, I need to move that ring. This needs to be that way. And getting a set of eyes on it the next day is always like, oh, of course that ring doesn't go there. How silly of me to put it there. Peg, if you're still hanging out, I want one of your ducks still. I've been meaning to get one for a while. I saw one the other day and I was like, oh, I need it. I need it in my life. Just charge it. Put it on the credit card. Doesn't matter. World's going to hell. We'll have a chainmail duck. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, chainmail ducks exist. If that's something you need in your life, you can find them at, I don't know if Peg's still here. She can tell me her website. Just plain yellow one, right? Still got the rings. Just drop an order. What's your shop on Etsy called? Please. Tempest and Teapot. Okay, so if you're on TikTok and you like chainmail ducks, go check out Tempest and Teapot over on Etsy and get yourself a chainmail duck. I don't know if she has any listed right now, so you can check out her Facebook page and whatnot. And they exist. They're cool. They're super cute. Everyone should have one. Alright, so you see, this is all going to be like a knot, so I have to go through and line up all these lines so it looks like all these yellow lines are crossing over one another. And it'll take some finagling, but I think I can do it. I think this comes over far enough. This is coming down, excuse me, out of this piece here. I need a different color ring. They're getting a bit of attention on the Jeep community with the Duck Duck Jeep thing. Nice. I've never owned a Jeep. Renee had a Jeep Liberty for a while, but that was long before the duck thing was a thing. Jeep and Jamber. Speaking of ducks and Jeeps. Alright. We said the word Jeep and Jamber shows up. Went off-roading with Keith last fall in his Jeep. It was really fun climbing rocks in his vehicle. Yeah, four-wheeling is can be tons of fun. So I've had 2 International Scout 2s. I never got the second one to run. Well, the first one, I could take that thing anywhere. Yeah, I invoked him. So, Jeep and Jamber. My friend Peg over on Facebook has a Etsy site called Tempest and Teapot where she sells ducks. And apparently Jeep people like them, just so you are aware. You just got back from the store? Right on. Oh, put it there. You ducked a Jeep at the mall earlier today? Oh, you Jeep people. Excuse me. I know nobody wants to sit here and listen to me cough, but I do appreciate you hanging out with me and listening to me cough. Alright, somewhere over here in this section under this A is the start of, or part of the K in Wake, of Finnegans Wake. So, gotta probably do another row up here, maybe 2 rows, and then start it along here somewhere. When you got back to the car, the Jeep was still there, but the duck was gone. You think someone might have taken it. I suppose that's a hazard of that practice. I hear the pitter-patter of little feet upstairs. I think a puppy is out of his pen. Coughing is music to your ears, but just kidding, but you're used to it. Your asthma makes you cough frequently. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I need to... Yeah, I'm trying to get through this cough. I'll make it. I just... Not out of the woods yet. I need this. I need... are starting to... I might need to go take some more. Well, I probably NyQuil at this point. It's 8:45. Yeah. We'll do a stream really high on cough medicine. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is fine. We're getting complex over here. Something using all the colors right in this little spot. All 4 of them. So, I think this is kind of a marker. This K comes up right in here. So, alright, this is all... Yeah, this is kind of what it looks like, I think. Does the inlay match the picture? There. Kind of. That's all we're really going for. Use up all the rings and kind of make it look like that image there. Okay. This stream is brought to you by Ricola. For real. Feels that way. That should be have a silver aluminum ring placed here. There we go. Okay. More green. Speaking of cough drops. All I got is Halls. I don't have any Ricola. I went to the grocery for 5 items, and I remembered 4 of them. And as I was on my way out, I saw the cough drops, and I was like, item number 5. There we go. So you'd think I'd be able to remember 5 items, but I can't. And normally I would write them down, but I didn't. But I managed to get All 5 items. Is it this? No, this. You always have Fisherman's Friend in your bag every day? What is Fisherman's Friend? I'm assuming it's a cough drop. Like it's a style or a brand. No, wait. A lot of people hate them. They don't bother you because they work well. Is that like a Cold Ease kind of foul tasting? Oh, they're extra strength cough drops, yeah. No, everyone had a cold in the house, and so nobody had requested cough drops, but I was like hacking up a lung and needed something to get me through this cold, so I went, and I get Cold Ease because they got zinc in them, and they do a pretty good job of bringing you around. The downside is that the flavor is pretty similar to black licorice. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know what the issue is with black licorice, but I'm not a fan. Black licorice and beets. Don't like beets. I don't know what else I don't like. I'm not that picky, but Peeps, those Easter candy peep things, the marshmallow, I think those are disgusting. They open your nose too? Yeah. Peeps are good, especially let them dry out a little bit. Hey, you can have all of mine for forever. I never want to eat another one ever again. Any of that like marshmallow textured Easter candy stuff for any holiday. I'm not big on sweets as it is. Like I'll eat an entire bag of M&Ms. In one sitting. But that's it. And I don't do that because I don't buy them. But if someone buys them for me, then I don't share. Because they're gone before I have the opportunity to share. You prefer sour candies? Not big on those either. At some point in my life, I just must have had too much sugar at one point and decided that I didn't really like sweets after that. And the M&Ms are, I don't know if they're a nostalgia thing or what, but my mother used to eat them while I was growing up, and she could eat a whole bag of M&Ms by herself too. Speaking of my mom, so my mom passed away in 2019. Here's a crazy story, right? My mom was on a trip in Israel. She had just landed. This was their first night in the hotel. And she passed away from a heart condition in her sleep. Woke up the next day and her roommate found her. And so somewhere in Israel is a hotel that my mother was staying at. And I know that there's a lot of fighting going on over there right now. And I'm curious. I know there's not, like, I understand that most of the damage is in Gaza, right? But I don't, the hotel where my mother passed away could have been demolished for any number of reasons, to include this conflict. I was thinking about that the other day. Did I find a solution to your ball bearing dilemma? No, I did not. The solution is throw money at it that I don't necessarily have, but well, that's what credit cards are for, I guess. I don't know. I got a couple. Excuse me. So sorry. I have a couple of not super large, but larger purchases that I'd rather make sooner rather than later, and a bunch of really small ones. And that one's kind of a mid purchase, and so I'm just going to lump them all together into one purchase and throw it all on my credit card. A couple things I gotta buy. Anodizer for the titanium rings. I talked with a friend of mine. He might have 6 titanium rings for me to finish off that dice bag. And then the etching liquid, the anodizer, and then all the stuff that goes along with the anodizer. Right? Like, you need an anode and a cathode and gloves, and it's not just get the anodizer and you're good to go, right? If you're anodizing titanium, you can't have a copper anode. You gotta have a titanium anode or a copper cathode. I forget which is which. So gonna grab that. Ball bearings. Stainless steel pin and ball tumbling media, and some ceramic media just to have. You're going to start anodizing titanium? Yeah, I made these titanium dice bag. Let me grab it for you. It's right over here. So this is my titanium dice bag. It's filled with 550 cord right now. And I need 6 titanium rings to close up the top here for a drawstring. And these are not anodized. I made a cube Will this stop a bullet? No. Yes. Yes, it will. No, don't try that. So I was like, let me use up these titanium rings and see what I can make out of them, and this is what I ended up with. Frank Norris, thank you for the rose. Manford and Sons, thank you. The, where was I? Oh, used up the titanium rings in this project and a cube. I was like, alright, let me get an anodizer. Nobody shoot the dice back, yeah. I was like, let me get an anodizer and I'll anodize it, and if you believe strong enough, it will not stop a bullet, yeah. No. I remember that being a thing. People thinking that chainmail was bulletproof. It's not bulletproof. It's not arrow-proof. It's somewhat stab resistant. Definitely not stab proof. One of the upcoming projects that I have that I gotta get some heavy gauge rings for is some welded, some heavy duty welded stainless chainmail. Gonna try and do it from like 14 gauge, quarter inch, 14 gauge 5/16, something like that. Just something dense, right? And send it off to another TikToker who likes to tear apart armor with his war bows. And Mithril could definitely stop a bullet. That's, yeah. Jay Stone, no. Blade, yes. Bullet, no. Yeah, bullet, no. Blade, sometimes. For real, am I making a giant patch of welded stainless steel to send to someone to shoot an arrow at? Yes. Where am I at here? Take a look at this. That kind of looks like things go overlap and... No, a bullet won't get stopped. I said Mithril might be able to stop a bullet because it's a fantasy armor. I don't know Mithril stats. If it can stop a cave troll spearing you, probably stop something. But no, for real, for a long time, there were people who told me that chainmail was bulletproof. I had not TSA, the screening guys that put your luggage into X-ray at an airport in San Antonio, convinced that we were using chainmail for armor because I had a bunch of it in my duffel bag as I was getting ready to deploy to Iraq the first time. And I was in line and I had dropped my duffel bag off, and they called me out of line at security, and they're like, "Sir, could you explain this?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm building my armor vest for I get deployed to Iraq. They're making us make our own now." And I had them going. They were totally on board, and I had to tell them, I was like, no, this isn't bulletproof. This is just a chainmail project that I'm bringing with me because I don't have anything better to do while I'm getting shot at. So it should slow down. So it should slow my old lady down. Yeah, it might. If she is... Alright. Where are we at here? I think this gap needs to be a bit larger. The green only goes over to like here, really. Messing with TSA, beautiful, yeah. They deserve it. Like, don't mess with them to the point where you get in trouble, but... And if you work for the TSA, I'm not sorry. This is why... the TSA is why I drive... Well, not just the TSA. TSA and airlines are why I drive everywhere. I don't fly. Like, in an emergency, I'll board a plane. No problem. You know, whatever. I've flown all over the world. But if I have a choice, and I have, like, no time constraints for when I am going to arrive somewhere and when I'm going to leave, I would much rather just hop on the Harley and go, or hop in my truck and go, than get on a plane and deal with airports and luggage and all that nonsense. You don't fly because you're poor? That is another reason also why I don't fly. Let's be honest here. This stuff is actually cool. Thank you. A lot of different stuff you can make from it. Like I had, this is a dice bag I'm working on. It's filled with 550 cord right now, but dice bags, cubes, jewelry, all sorts of fun stuff. A friend of mine on Facebook makes ducks over at Tempest and Teapot over on Etsy. So, medieval macrame, little combat crochet or some night knitting. Brought to you by the Bishop of Bending, the Abbot of Aspect Ratios, and the Cardinal of Closures. And these are all like nerdy chainmail terms. I'm trying to incorporate them into the opening of my stream. We got a new t-shirt design I'm coming out with too. I'm going to hire someone for it, for part of it. That's another thing I got to spend money on. But this one's actually, it's kind of funny. So hopefully people will enjoy it. See this? I think I'm over one ring too far. I don't know. Guessing. Speaking of being poor, you have an interview on Monday for that management position you were telling me about? Sweet. Get it. Put my number on your resume. I'll send you what are they called? References? Okay. Well, good luck with your interview. Where are we at here? We've laid down a lot of material, and I'm going to lay down a little bit more, and then we'll just kind of make adjustments as time goes on. Glowing recommendation from a fellow metal knitter. Yeah, very supportive team player. Shows up on time. You know? Has great design choices by making a Hylian shield with his 3D printer. What else can you make with chainmail? Right? So, you can make sculptures. You can make sheets of chainmail like you see here, and you can make chains. So sculptural, well, three-dimensional. Three-dimensional, is that the word I'm looking for? I think sculptural, a little more. It's part of 3D items, three-dimensional items. You showed up when nobody was here too. That's right. You can make you can make an infinity ring weave. Do I know what that is? I don't know if I know what that is. Sorry, guys. Oh man, had to wipe my nose. My noted wedding. You go ahead and take this out. We can. You saw an infinity ring. Okay. And they spin it around and it goes round and round and round. And it's like a fidget toy. Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what you're talking about. Is it called an infinity weave? I don't know what it's called. I don't remember, but I think I know what you're talking about. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is a no-no. What have I done? What have I done, sweet Jesus? What have I done? Become a thief in the night, become a dog on the run. I've fallen so far, and is the hour so late that nothing remains but the cries of my hate. Cries in the dark, which nobody hears. Here where I stand at the turning of the years. Jean Valjean? Anyone? Javert? Yeah, it looks like a donut. Okay. I know what you're talking about. You can make those. I don't know how to make those. I'm 100% certain I could figure it out by buying a tutorial from someone to tell me. Slideshow? Thank you. Start it over. Oh, you know what I realized? I realized that you would only get that Jean Valjean and Javert reference if you are in your 40s and listen to the Andrew Lloyd Webber version of Les Miserables and not the movie with Hugh Jackman. Which, there's nothing wrong with the movie. Right? But my Les Miserables was much different. If that's the one you're thinking of, the Infinity Rose. It's no longer a paid tutorial. Lisa's awesome. I was talking about her the other night. About her how I need to make a video on her Starry Night. People, the world deserves to know. I did one on the Book of Hours tapestry. That I forget his name that did it. The 400,000 ring one. And I need to make more of those videos, but I've been streaming and making quick videos about updates of streaming instead of stuff like info on chainmail news updates and whatnot. Does that say Big Ball Jamal? Thank you for the follow. Her Starry Night Inlay is the highest art you ever seen in the chainmail community. Like, if there's a list of world's greatest chainmail pieces, it's definitely, or not world's greatest. What are the pyramids and the towers, or the gardens of Babylon, and the tower, the lighthouse, and the Colossus? What are those things called? 7 great wonders of the world. If there are 7 great wonders of the chainmail world, Starry Night's up there. Is it number 1? Probably. Right, but there's a 400,000 ring inlay. Yes, the wonders of the world. So, which one's number 1 in your book? The 400,000 ring Book of Hours tapestry or Starry Night? And no judgment if you say one over the other, because I don't know which one is number 1. And if you're watching and you don't know about these things, there's a chainmail creator. Her name's Lisa Ellis, and she made Van Gogh's Starry Night in chainmail, but she didn't do, like, I'm making a European weave. This is European 6-in-1 right here. And she did one in a weave called Moorish Rose, which is technically, as far as I'm concerned, it's far more difficult than European 6-in-1. Like, European 6-in-1 is a beginner weave. And I've never made Moorish Rose. And I've been doing this stuff for 27 years now. I tried it once and got nowhere. Actually, I say chainmail ducks should be up there. Word. Okay, so you think Starry Night's number 1. I don't think you're wrong. I don't know if you could pick a number 1 out of those two, to be honest. Right? I think chainmail ducks should be on that list too. Chainmail sculpture is its whole own other category of skillful that I don't have. What I do have is a special set of skills that make me make bad decisions and that cause my projects to take forever. But yeah, Starry Night's it's mind-blowing. The Moorish Rose Starry Night chainmail inlay by Lisa Ellis. Are we still going over here? Yeah, okay. It's going. You will find them and you will finish them eventually. Yeah. One day. Okay, so I'm working on... Let me show you on... I was about to say the map. Let me show you on the image here where I'm working. This portion of the K in Wake is kind of what I'm trying to go for right here. So, for those of you, this section right here, that's where I'm at. Excuse me. And we're kind of getting somewhere with it. With this, we're just gonna throw down material and see what looks good, and then we'll go back through and make adjustments as necessary. Definitely not the ideal way to go about doing things, but I've only been working on this inlay for 2 decades. I'm not going to do the prep work now. Just going to stumble through it like a moron. Alright. Anyway, yeah, I need to make more videos on other awesome chainmail projects, and I've done the Book of Hours tapestry and Neptunic shark suits and lunar rover wheels made from chainmail. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that is like every day. Lunar rover wheels aren't every day, but you might get an update on like the Mars rover or something. The Mars rover Curiosity found a rock today. And so when someone says lunar rover wheels, right? You're like, oh, you know, those are wheels that are on the lunar rover. Well, there were some chainmail ones, which I don't think that most people know about. Is there anything more boring than cutting your own rings by hand with sips? Not that. All right, Peg, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. For everyone watching, please go check out Peg's Ducks at Tempest and Teapot over on Etsy. They're cool. As well as her other sculptures. No, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more boring than cutting your own rings with snips. And that's why I pretty much order all my rings. I am getting myself set up at this point to be able to make whatever ring size I want. I will have a small selection of wire gauges, not too many, and a large selection of mandrels and a way in which to saw cut them and churn out professional rings. But I'm not going to have like large scale ring production manufacturing going on in my basement, right? Because I have a little stainless steel wire, a little titanium wire maybe, and then some precious metals maybe, right? So I've got the welder, get the precious metals going. That's going to be I think, where's that end? It ends on this side. So I'll have the welder, the anodizer, the saw with which to cut saw cut rings. I won't use snips if I can avoid it. There's a few. What else? What else does a full-scale chainmail shop need? I don't know. Right, I'm not going to be anodizing aluminum down here or anything, but maybe a little titanium, maybe a little niobium even. So what is this? Okay. Twitch is forced closing you twice now. That's, I don't know, kind of on par for Twitch. Here's a funny story about Twitch. And I think it was on the news, or like a reputable source was reporting this. I don't know. It could be totally fake, I guess, but the CEO of Twitch went to sign up for the partnership plan and got rejected. That would be so cool to have a head hood made from that. Do I make any of those? I'm working on some. Thank you. Tainted One, thank you for the follow. I have made one coif in the past. One or two? One. And then I have 2 or 3 going over here that I've started with. That I ran out of rings for. And I need money to buy more rings to finish them. How are you, Ricky Luck? All right. Okay, so yeah. Pretty sure it's a true story. What do I know? I heard it on the internet. The CEO or the owner of Twitch, I thought that was Jeff Bezos, probably the CEO, tried to join the partner program and got denied. And he tried to join because people were saying that it was too hard to join the partnership program and that people were just getting kicked out, like first time goes, right? So thought that was kind of on par for how Twitch has been for me in the past. And you know what? No, let me take that back. It's not Twitch's fault, right? It's hard to make a channel where people sit and watch you make chainmail and talk about the weather or whatever. That makes 3, so it force closed on you again because you said it force closed on you, and you didn't even hear my story about how the Twitch CEO tried to sign up for the partnership program but got denied because you were forced closed out of it. That was my story. You totally missed everything I said. That's okay. Is Ricky still here? Ricky, where'd you go? Necrotic B, thank you. I'm about halfway. I've been about halfway for a really long time. And this finally started taking up too much space on my desk. So I was like, okay, it's gotta go. Let me finish it. Oh, Jeepin, you heard most of what I said? Oh yeah, the G, yeah. It actually looks pretty good. Let me see here. Right? So this whole like knot section, where am I at here? Can you see it? I can't. I don't see what you see. this whole knot section, right? Like this whole area, like it's kind of coming out. But yeah, the G is done for now. See here. So, all right, there we go. So that starts out. Well, I'm missed a ring in here somewhere. Where is it? Did I not? Is it normal? Is it fine? Looks so tedious, requires a lot of patience. It can. Some projects drag on. Like the titanium cube I was working on the other day. I wanted to be done with that so bad. I didn't even want to make it to begin with. I was just going through the motions, getting through it, because I wanted to use up those rings so that I could move on to something else. But I do enjoy sitting here and working on this stuff genuinely. So it doesn't take much patience, as long as there's never a time when I'd rather be doing something else. I want to, in particular, see this one finished. I'd like to get it done before I pass on to the next life. And like I said, it's taking up too much room on my desk, so it's time to get it done. What other projects were tedious and took a lot of work? I'm trying to think here. Because there have been some that I did not want to make, or I didn't want to finish. I was like, alright, let me just knock this out. You know what's harder than this? So if you go to my website, where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, right? Things like, I don't have masks up there anymore, but I make these designs on the computer, and I put them on, you know, this is a mask. Like that, you know, just some chainmail flames, okay? Designing this stuff drives me up a wall working on the computer. Because I'm not really moving, I'm not really engaging with my hands much. I am moving a mouse. And a lot of the designs are pretty simple, but some of them are complicated, especially the one I'm working on right now. It's not complicated, it's just large and taking forever. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish it, so. Because I need a more powerful computer than what I have now. I've been whining tonight. I need a lot of stuff. Ceramic tumbling media. Stainless steel tumbling media. I'm going to take this out. I think we can make this. There. That looks good. Enough. I need a new computer. But I'm trying to work with what I got, so. No, I know I sound whiny, but. Me too, man. Life, yeah, 100%. I need an anodizer so I can anodize my titanium rings, man. Excuse me. And I'll get there. One thing at a time. Or buy it all in bulk like I'm going to do here pretty soon. Because I need to. Nothing bad will happen if I do that, right? Excuse me. Whew. So 1, 2, 3. That's kind of... I don't know what it looks like in the overhead. That's okay for right now. Going to fill it in with some... Let's do this. See how this looks. Fill it in with some green to finish out this section. Green and black. Make that 4. Huh, that's terrible. 4 times closed out on Twitch, huh? I don't know. I'm not getting any... I'm at, 2,700 kilobytes a second, being uploaded. So that's pretty good. So it's not coming from me as far as I can tell. But maybe it is. I don't know. So I hope it's not coming from me, because if my connections aren't working, that's going to be another headache to deal with that I thought I had resolved, but... You're pretty sure it's on your end? Alright. If we go like this, it'll round it out nicely. That gives us the angle for because this K, the line on this K goes down at an angle, so that's going to be, I don't know how I'm going to manage that without making it too extreme. Okay, every time I stream, something like this with the piano doing stupid crap comes on. Excuse me. You got TikTok up on your phone usually during the stream so you don't miss much? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, if everybody could go ahead and open up Twitch on their laptop, Facebook on their tablet, borrow your kid's tablet and open up YouTube, pull me up on there, and then put me on your phone over on TikTok, and that'd really bump my numbers up. If everybody just opened up all their devices to my one stream. Or please also like and share the stream so we can teach the world about chainmail and how cool it is and all the cool things you can make with it. Loving the new look. The black rings are a nice touch. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Wrapping the silver and the gold in black, or the silver and the yellow, or the aluminum and yellow, orange in black, made everything really pop. And I'm really glad that I changed to this method, because it honestly looked like crap before. And I was like, oh, you know, if I'm gonna put the effort in, excuse me, if I'm gonna put the effort into finish this thing, I want it to at least look somewhat good when it's done, right? And I can look past the green that doesn't match. Okay, I'm not dying. I'm fine. It's just a cough. Just a cough. Just a cold, said the caveman, for the cold killed him. Oh my gosh. So sorry for anyone forced to listen to that. What was I saying? Yeah, so all this orange yellow color here was a different color, and I replaced all of it last year before my computer died and I stopped working on everything. Okay. So sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get over this cold. Where was it? The yellow was like this dull gold color, and none of it matched, and it looked like crap. So I was okay with the green not matching, but making everything else at least look good, you know, so that I was somewhat happy with it. I think it's worked out. I think it looks pretty good. This Midmac green gives it a little bit of a tie-dye look. Yeah. Speaking of tie-dye, I have a design for a hoodie in mind. I don't want any more spoilers than that. Oh, man. So I have a lot of design ideas for chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and those often take longer excuse me. Oh my goodness. So sorry. To design chainmail on a computer often takes longer than it would be to just make it, right? But of course I'm using it for hooded blankets and hoodies and coffee cups and tapestries and things like that, so they're just prints. But still, they take forever. All right. I'm gonna call it. I can't stop coughing. Yeah, I'm gonna go take some NyQuil. So. Oh, need to be put down. Take me back behind the chemical shed. Oh, God. Okay. Thank you for everyone for hanging out. Please do check out mailworks.com, where you will find all of the chainmail themed apparel and accessories that your heart desires. If you're interested in learning more about chainmail, let me flip this here. If you're interested in learning more about chainmail, please, in the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app that you can download. The Google one should be updated here within the next week for new Androids. Old Androids it should work fine with. The current one should work fine with. So please check that out. It's got a lot of resources for people who are new to chainmail and want to find out more. Like I said, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to go get this cough under control. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. I will, hopefully tomorrow we can get through a whole stream. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye. Oh, all right, Jeep, and thanks for hanging out.